So I was discussing with my sister this morning, and I was like, clearly there's some things I cannot even talk about on a public space because the ones I've even talked about, many people have misunderstood and twisted words out of context based on their filter anyways. But there's this particular one I think I should say, albeit not deeply, but I'll try to touch a little bit on it. And hopefully you are able to sit down and just think, reflect, and then act upon it. Now, this is not really a comparison. It's just a fact that I wanted to see and see how you as a woman, you are sabotaging yourself. Now, let's look at it in this context. An average man will not think of getting married until they figured out, even though maybe not their purpose, but at least figured out something that they feel will make them feel like a man. And most times we know it's mostly money. If they are not earning a certain amount of money, they're not thinking of a wife. They may be considering a girlfriend, but not with marriage in view. Maybe to warm their bed. Do you understand? Not necessarily for marriage. And then once they're ready, they don't go for all the ones they've been sleeping around with. They go for the ones that they believe is best. And many times they go to church. Okay. Now, I'm not even trying to point out if this thing they're doing is evil, bad, wrong, a sin, or whatever. I'm just trying to let you, a woman, see something that seems to have been jumping over your head. Again, I'll go again in another context. If a married man is already married and he sees a business opportunity, even though it has a very big high risk, let's say the risk is even 60%, he will still believe in that 40% working out for him, and then he would pursue it. Many times, after discussing with his wife, or the ones that we discuss, and the wife says no, he will still go behind her to do it because he believes in it, believing that if he works out, he will find a way to beg her and, nice work now, that kind of thing. In a nutshell, it is like a man would go for what they want, regardless of who is affected, even if it means their family being affected. It is not a good decision per se, but I want you, a woman, to learn from this. Even though generally women, we are always considerate, we think about other people, and this is not even just a marital thing. It's like a thing that we have been conditioned to do, that you always think about every other person before you even consider yourself. That's why you see a mom will go to a mall. Let's say she took 100 pounds to the mall to buy clothes. She would have finished spending 90 to 95 pounds on her kids and children and husband before remembering that I deserve something now. Then she will now buy something. Now that's just an example, and that example is kind of still minor. I want to go to your purpose in life. Many of you, before you got married, you had a thing going for you, a good job, your purpose. You were walking in your purpose, and it's like you were literally blooming, you're blossoming, and it was attracting a lot of people, and lives that God wants to use you for, is bringing them, and you are becoming a blessing to them. Upon getting married, your husband will just wake up one day, I don't want it to work again, I want it to be a full housewife. And you're not thinking of the fact that Augasa, if they suddenly tell you to drop your purpose in life without thinking, will you listen to me? But suddenly, because you think you are the head of the home, you will just wake up, become unreasonable, and then if I don't now listen, you will now start throwing tantrums, becoming abusive. Now, I'm not going there. I'm going to the fact that you, the woman, you find it so easy to let go of your purpose because of a man. Or just because, he's your husband, he's the head of the home. You just let it go. You don't even think. So many women today that were high-flying women before they got married, we don't know where they are. I can count some. I know some on my finger like this. That's, if I do like this, at least I know 5. Before they got married, we are doing so many things. See, it's a different thing if they pivoted and they're doing something else. But many times they are living in the shadow of their men. Because they believe, religion has taught them that once you are married, your purpose becomes a thing of the past, that your husband's purpose literally becomes yours. Abi, is that not what they do to teach you? That's because you must submit to him. It means you must submit your purpose. Let me enter my pastoral mode. You will submit your purpose to your husband. Because that's the thing you guys believe in. You're told to let go. Your husband, like, there was one Christian movie I watched so many years ago. This woman is an high-flying singer. She sings a lot. And the husband clearly is an insecure man. It's a Christian movie. And one day, the woman had received an invitation to go minister somewhere. She had informed him ahead of time, and on the day of the inspiration, the husband just woke up and say, you're not going. Oga, why? He doesn't have a reason. And then, I'm your husband, you have to submit, you have to be submissive. And the woman was languishing in pain. 1, it's going to affect her integrity. 2, it will make her lose more opportunity. 3, she will feel so unfulfilled. But somehow, in that Christian movie, they made it look like she's been submissive. Why does marriage have to take away your fulfillment? Why? Anyways, I digressed a little, even though it's still part of it. I just want you ladies to know something. Go and try and learn from these men. You see, as bad as they seem, you can still learn something. Learn something. And the thing I want you to learn on this video is how to make sure your purpose is non-negotiable. Until you women try to get to a stage in life where with or without marriage, you're fine. Even in that marriage, you are not afraid. You know that you are secured in God. That marriage does not define you. That husband in your life does not define you. That man or in your life or not does not make you less of who you are. Until you get to that stage where you are not afraid to live single, where you are not afraid to be married but fulfilling purpose, where you are not afraid of being alone. Read my lip, alone. Some of you, many of you are afraid to be alone. That is why you keep jumping from Tom to Jerry to acting to Hector to Femi to Tunde to all the Jabajantis, because you are too afraid to be alone. That's why you become so needy that anything that comes goes. You marry shit, you marry nonsense, you marry in the rubbish and nonsense. You just marry rubbish just because you want to be a missus. And then you now be saying it's better to be crying inside Royce than to be laughing inside Keke Napep. You know the funny part? You don't even have the Okada. What am I saying? You don't even have a bicycle. Oh my God. I don't know who is lying to you, but I will let you know that they are lying to you. They are lying to you. Even Apostle Paul advised that you should live as a married woman like you're not married. See, go and sit with that. The Apostle Paul that said people should be submitting and loving. The same man said, even as a married person, live like you're not married. In a nutshell, live your purpose, because tomorrow is not promised, baby girl. There's something I appreciate about my mother. My mother's one was not even her husband. It was the church. The church was trying to be nonsense, trying to frustrate her out of her purpose. My mother threw their position like this, throw it back to their face. I said, hold your position. I will be who I want to be. Be like that. Yes, I said it. If your husband has made himself a principalities and power to frustrate God's plan in your life, let him go. Don't be too afraid to let him go. You know, the interesting thing is that when these men see that you would choose your purpose and pleasing God over them, they will soften up. But because you are too afraid, they to leverage on your ignorance. Anyways, whatever it is you pick from this video, it's up to you. But I believe my message is clear. Bye.